Warning. The following program contains scenes which may offend some viewers. Others may experience mild discomfort, nagging backache, postnasal drip, and delirium, followed by rapid heartbeat, swelling of the nose, throat, and abdomen, and loss of facial hair. Repeated viewing of this tape may result in the loss of one's bodily functions, redistribution of facial features, premature baldness, and a difficulty in forming simple sentences. So, if you're seriously considering a rewarding, challenging career as a lawn ornament, this is the show for you.
AVC, suck my balls!
What? Where'd that come from?
Well, my balls?
The statement.
Lower Archdale.
Okay.
Ooh.
I noticed one Archdale was a little lower than the other.
Brother Brian in the house? Oh, no.
Man.
Come on now. Come on. Hey, folks. Thanks for joining us for Grown Man Record Night. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Holy Lord, what a week this has been. Been out of town doing some big-time business. NDA'd out of my mind right now. But it involved...
the MDA? Yeah, but...
No.
Talking to the stars all night. What?
You know what's crazy? The, don't say names, don't say anything I've said.
Didn't say anything.
But there's somebody on the trip with?
Oh, yeah, so-and-so.
Yes, more than I do.
No.
Yes. Twice as much as I do.
Really?
To where I was almost like, are you a Dr. Disrespect fan?
Because honestly, as much as you do it, it's kind of annoying to begin with. That'd be really...
No, I mean, that's a Dr. D homage. But,
I know.
But...
you gotta have your homage.
Yeah. I appreciate you. D. Crom? Woo! What's up, Crom? We got a Cron and a Crom.
Crom.
Yeah, but anyway, I've been out of town shooting some stuff for like a Broadway show thing that we've been doing.
Hold the sunshine, hold the lights. The night's the night.
Overture, curtains, lights.
Yeah, baby. Oh, what heights will hit. On with the show, this is it.
You remember we used to open the show with that?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
And puppets.
And puppet. No, but I had that...
when are we going to bring the puppets back?
They're over here. I mean, we can do it.
We gotta go to the script room.
But the one thing I'm the most ill-experienced with all this stuff. Big time shoots and making stuff happen is nothing new for me. But the fucking airports and checking equipment at the stuff is kind of a new game. A couple of big time like flights and stuff.
So tell me how. Security wise, the equipment, because you had three freaking big cases with gear, and how was that transitioning? Was it no problem?
Boom, just okay. boom. And then in my carry-on, I had a bunch of wireless microphones, which looks like fucking bomb transmitters. I'm figuring that's going to at least...
Bomb.
That's going to at least be a conversation, right?
Yeah, but you can't say bomb in an airport.
When I roll out, nothing. When I came back, it's like, they were like, in St. Louis. I was in St. Louis. In the St. Louis airport, they were like, whose bag is this? And I'm like, here it is. He's like, you got a water bottle in here. And it was like, they're smart water.
So,
and I was like, oh fuck, man, I forgot I had that in there.
Could be nitro.
He's like, do you need to? And I was like, just toss it, man, toss it.
No. Yeah.
I'm like, but all of that.
My saddest moment, speaking of that, is coming back from Guatemala. When I got to Miami, customs was like, what is this? What is that? What they were these really cool sodas from Guatemala.
Oh, that's right, I remember that.
And they had to throw them away. They had to take them.
So still used to, doing the whole airplane thing a bunch, but like had a little rough landing in St. Louis and came on, and like the pilot was like, no, it was the flight attendant came on the mic and was like, sorry for the rough landing here in St. Louis. It's not the pilot's fault. It's not my fault. It's the asphalt. Okay, great. So I go to St. Louis. I do my whole thing. I'm coming back to Charlotte. We're landing in Charlotte, right?
Yeah. Douglas O'Hare. What?
Whoa. Douglas O'Hare. The fuck? I don't think that's it. But we're getting ready to land, and the pilot comes on the air, right? And he gives the weather. And
pilot speaking. We're over Charlotte. It's currently 54 degrees.
Hope everybody enjoys their time in Charlotte. Blah, blah, blah. The microphone gets left on.
No way.
Right? So he's talking to the buddy in the cockpit, co-pilot, whatever the fuck that shit is, right? Yeah. I assume it's co-pilot. That's the only language I know. And he's like, hey man, what are you gonna do in Charlotte? And he's like, well, first thing, I'm going to the hotel and I'm gonna take a big shit. Which is funny as fuck already. Mm-hmm. But then he's like, then that the new flight attendant with the huge ass tits, I'm taking her out to dinner, bringing her back to the hotel, winer, diner, 69er, I'm gonna fucking throw it to her like nobody's business. The whole plane is like, oh shit. And they're like looking around like, oh shit. All of a sudden, Tits McGee in the back of the fucking plane, right? Very back. Obviously who he's talking about. Starts sprinting down the aisle to be like, the mic is on or whatever. She trips in the middle of the aisle, falls down, and this old woman gets like up in her face and said, no need to rush, honey. He said he has to take a shit first. All right, we're back, live and large and in charge. Zonk Man has showed up, folks. Everybody calm down. The Zonk Man's in the house. Yeah, hell of a week, folks. And it's one of those times, man, when you really appreciate a fucking Friday night with some great records, some cold beers, and just some fellowship, hanging out, doing big time business.
Yeah,
it's what we do here. Oh, and it feels good to be doing it. Some weeks it's like, yeah, man, Tuesday was cool. So like, what the fuck's a Friday? This is one of those times where like Friday comes up and you're like, yeah, I need this Friday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Best joke ever, Shane? Come on. We got some cool stuff coming your way tonight. Not only standard business, what we played, little marbles action, so to speak, chip chat. Steve's got some stuff for Dig of the Week. But
Got some shots.
also, Steve's got some stories coming up. Had a little situation this past week. Lead us into this, Steve. Kind of set the stage for us.
My friend died.
Well, we'll be right back.
No, Jim, the guy that I met a few years ago, former sound man for a bunch of really big acts. He finally died. He'd been
struggling a little bit.
Struggling very much in the past year, and finally kind of took him.
What up, Luke?
I think he had a heart attack. I think when I came to the show last week, I might have talked about it, but I went over on Sunday and saw him. Went over Friday night, but we couldn't get in. He was in ICU, but went over Sunday and was able to see him. I think he was able to hear us and talk to him, and I took my guitar up and played some music, and we went over to his place and got all of his shit out of that halfway house. Came back and they took him off the machines, and it was kind of a slow drift into the next journey. So
yeah,
so it was one of the heaviest weekends for me, for sure. I mean, I felt guilty too because I never really finished the story I'm telling, but I was able to put it together and put it out there in its draft form, shall you say. But I'd like to work on it some more and kind of polish it up a bit, maybe make it more of a narrative documentary. So
will this be another edition of the Side Roads?
It could fall under that for sure. I mean, easily. Yeah, I'll just wrap it in that.
Rap.
But going through his stuff, he was 25 years sober. But when I went,
me too.
Went in the closet, I went in the closet and I found this. He was a huge Cleveland Browns fan, and I found this Cleveland Browns bag. It was heavy. I was like, "What the hell's in here?" So I took it out, and it had 2 bottles unopened. It has the Alien, the green one. It's spaced out. It's called Spaced Out.
I'd never seen that one before, but yeah.
The green one, and it had the Crystal Skull. It's a 5th of Crystal. It's unopened. It's Dan Aykroyd's company, if you're familiar with it. That's like a $50 bottle of vodka right there.
Yeah, that's just expensive.
And we're going to pop that and do a shot for Jim, if you don't mind.
No, I don't know. I don't know, dude. This is not really the place for liquor and shenanigans, but
I think we would need some shot emojis if we were going to do that.
Yeah, I mean we can't just do it.
Well,
right?
That was quick.
Scotty did that before you even said it. Yeah. As we're doing that, so I did make a trip to St. Louis this week, like I was talking about earlier, no cap. Went out and did some shooting a 30-minute show we're going to be doing, and but got to experience a little bit of St. Louis. Went to the Arch, which I've already done. Actually did a shoot at the Arch for a little bit. Saw the Cardinal Stadium. But actually we're in an Uber and we went by. I was like, oh shit, there's Busch Stadium. And as we're driving past,
Is it still Busch Stadium?
Or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll assume it's Busch Stadium. But as we drove past,
The new Busch.
I did this number. Cub fan, you got to.
Sure.
But I will say, did we see Fifth'n? Nah, we missed Fifth'n. I don't know if I went to that part of town. Vance?
And you didn't have time to go see Chuck statue?
Yeah, I wanted to go to the Chuck Berry statue, but I mean, it was really really like work and eat and fucking chill, and it was a lot of shooting to where I was fucking my back was fucking screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Because at one point they were like, "Oh, we're all gonna go out to eat," like as soon as we finish, and I was like, "Dude, I gotta go lay down."
People love to eat.
Yeah. Some people really love to eat it.
No comment. Hey, you got your knife?
I don't. I can't find it. I can find a knife.
No, I'll get a knife.
Can you find a knife? I mean, my karate chops are pretty knifey. But no, I was really impressed with the folks in St. Louis were super cool. Really, really nice people. Man, it was so crazy. We were actually, I was in the Fox Theater and just kind of watching people like in the intermission when they came in, like how people were like really nice but really different. They even look different, you know? And seeing people come in and be like, oh, I just wanted to come over and see the baby. I want to see the baby. Look how cute the baby is.
A little Midwestern.
Yeah, that Midwestern, like, not quite Minnesota. I don't want to be like, oh, don't you know? But it was like it was like a little lesser version of that, but still like in that ballpark.
Sure.
Which I love accents and regionality stuff, and it was a lot of fun. Anyway, they were really cool, really nice folks, and had the best ribs I've ever had in my life yesterday. Oh my God.
Where was it at?
Pappy's.
Pappy's?
Shane had been recommending this joint forever, and I'm like, yeah, look, man, we're up here working, we ain't got fucking time. And because, you know, stuff can be 20 minutes away and it's still in St. Louis. We were in like the Midtown area or whatever. And but we were taking an Uber back, and we were talking about where we're going to eat before we go to the airport to roll out. And our Uber driver was like, oh, you got to go to Pappy's. It's like around the corner from your hotel. And I was like, say what now? I didn't realize, but it was literally around the corner. We walked to Pappy's from our hotel, but but we had to take an Uber back.
What?
Because we all ate so much.
Oh.
Which I'm fine taking a hike after we eat. Not everybody was on board with that, though.
Big
one. Hey, cheers, everybody.
The Jim
Marino.
That's pretty good.
But you taste that? I did this one. I got a little bottle of Crystal Skull up there. We did a couple of little bottles. It was a cameraman's birthday, like several years, and I did that. I was like, this is some expensive vodka, but it made me like way more than pop off.
It's got forget what the flavors they put in it.
I mean,
I looked it up before.
For the cost though, like that was, to me, that's a little rough.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, you know, I can drink any liquor in the world, but like I'm just saying. I'm just super saying. Kami.
But it's Herkimer Diamond filtered, don't you know?
You say Herkimer?
Herkimer Diamond.
Herkimer's our old school pal.
Yep.
Here on the program. Nitroglycerin? Yeah.
Yeah, there was plenty of that.
What?
Oh, he had these glycerin tablets that he had to take for his heart, and he was popping them pretty heavily the last couple of weeks.
I think Carl was talking about that.
But I found the bottle of glycerin tablets.
Can you snort them or no?
You don't want.
Okay, we'll talk later. Yeah, what else was there? Stuff or things. You know, also, and we played a little bit of this on the program. Dude from Nazareth died this week.
Yeah.
Dan McCafferty,
the singer.
McCafferty.
He had one of the most unique voices in rock. He really, I mean, that voice for me is hard to do justice to, but We did a cover of "Please Don't Judas Me," which is on the Hair of the Dog album, and just he had a great voice. It's almost like shredded. It's really shreddy, but yet it maintains. You know.
I'll have to be honest. I've never been a big Nazareth guy. I guess like the radio stuff, just kind of like, it turned me off, and I associated it with some corny shit. And it wasn't until I played it earlier because Aaron Griffin cashed in some banana bucks, and we played some Nazareth. I got one Nazareth I picked up for $1 at Underdog in their dollar bin, and it's in pretty good shape, of course. And from the first time I played it, I'm like, yeah, this is actually pretty jamming stuff. And it's not even like, it was the Nazamataz or whatever it's called. But it sounded good. I mean, it's a pretty jamming record. It's not, I don't think it's one of the ones people like kind of gravitate towards, but a lot more rocking than
I kind of got into them first through heavy metal because they did the song Crazy, which had a great vibe to it, and
Loud and Proud is the best one.
The vocals were fucking killer, and that kind of started me to go back. I was like, oh, you know, I knew Hair of the Dog, but you know, started to listen to some of the other stuff, and it was like, yeah, this is a cool band, Scottish band.
Love Hurts. I mean, that's
a cover.
Yeah,
that's the first song I ever slow danced to. It was in the
what are you in Dazed and Confused?
The 6th grade spring dance, and it was like the last song they were playing, and I was like, okay, I gotta ask a girl to dance. So I asked this girl to dance, and we got up and we're slow dancing to Love Hurt, Nazareth, Love Hurts. Yeah. And as we're slow dancing, I look over, I could see the silhouette of my mom standing in the door. Oh
no! Come on.
Also, that's my memory of Love Hurts.
Also, you're 94 years old. No, that's the scene in Dazed and Confused. They're at the
that was my scene.
8th grade dance.
That was in 6th grade.
There's nothing like a
Ed White Middle School in San Antonio, Texas.
Dances, unless you're like in the 50s, like high school dances were fucking trash. I mean, nobody gives a fuck about them. Middle school dances, it's where it's at. That's the first slow dances, the first fucking, you know, in high school, people are running out and getting fucked up, and like nobody cares about dances.
Shane wants to know if you heard about George Michael's sister.
Shane, I can tell the edibles are kicking in, Shane. Shane, we got a little Shane and Fred. We actually got some Ohio connection stuff coming up in the Dig of the Week section of the program. Interested to see if you guys are familiar with some of the stuff we're going to be talking about. So it's yeah, makes you want to brush up on your Arthur Murray. Whew. Actually, what I remember from middle school dances and what I call the middle school dance song is it CNC Music Factory? No, who does It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right? Boom, 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 boom. That's
it's not CNC.
No, it's not CNC. It's that's me and cameraman still call that
Easy E?
The middle school dance song. Rob Bass, that is Rob Bass. Rob Bass. Actually, I have that record.
Bass.
I have that record. It came from my original set of Gemini tables and mixer from Timmy. Nice guy Timmy. You guys know him as Trim Tight or Yocomoculo.
Yocomoculo.
Which means ass eater, by the way, in Spanish.
Okay.
Yep. But I got a stack of records like that from him, and that was one of those in there. And it was in rough shape and it's still in rough shape now.
Or I Eat Ass.
Yeah, I Eat Ass. Yeah, I Eat Ass. Yeah. But that's the middle for my age. That's
clip that.
That's nope.
I Eat Ass.
Oh. You ever just walk up to somebody, Steve, and you can't.
I get that a lot.
Yeah. Cool Rock and Dizzy D. Rob Basin. I know we're going to pull that out. Yeah, I remember like me and cameraman actually walking around the middle school dance and like just like walking around. There's like 4 or 5 couples that had like boyfriend girlfriend and they were out slow dancing. Then there's like the occasional couple of like, hey, you want to dance? That show up. But it was all like the stud muffins, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all like the, you know, there was no fucking like random hand jobs, weirdo dudes that just randomly hook up with like the bigger chick or like the whatever. Like, you know, there was, at that point of the game, there was none of that. It was like the cool kid hooking up with the other cool kid. And now they're all fat and old and ugly, Steve. And I'm fucking thriving, baby. Woo! How's it feel now, cool kids? Enjoy your Applebee's Friday night while we're over here fucking doing it. Fuck.
The Bloomin' Onion.
Welcome to the Bloomin' Onion. I'm your host, Worm Burglar. Fuck. I don't have a look. I just got into town.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of stuff
We'll
going on
talk
here.
about new releases and all that.
No, I got a few. I got a few things that came out today, but like really the whole death thing with the trip thing and then the death thing.
It's all about death. IOU.
Most of the pretty boys back in high school are now playing for the other team. Dude, Cotton Eye Joe by Rednecks, they played that at my senior prom. And like everybody got out and started dancing. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn.
Were they really like a Swedish band or like somewhere from that region?
Our theme was Wonderful Tonight.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but you know who I was there with? Fucking prom queen.
Okay.
I took the prom queen to the senior prom. True statement. Friend of mine.
Everybody thought she was unapproachable. No one asked her.
No, she was very down to earth chick. That we've been buddies for a long time. It wasn't a fucking kind of situation. It was. But I did take the prom queen.
I dated Miss Windsor.
Windsor Jewelers?
No, our Windsor Forest High School. Miss Windsor.
Oh. All right.
Yeah,
Stick it to the
so
man.
you and I are like, you know, a couple of players.
And then but the short version of the story is then like people went home because it wasn't like we're gonna get up, because I didn't drink, or believe it or not, in high school I didn't drink or get fucked up in any regard whatsoever. Well, that's not exactly true, because what ended up happening was I ate a bunch of mini thins. And we ended up like in a restaurant.
Mini Thin.
You don't remember mini thins? The Fedra, it was Speed. You could buy the fucking. Jesus Christ, that was my introduction to Speed. I was
White
like,
Cross.
yeah, I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. Anyway, did I give her the shocker? No shocker. Luke said thought you grew up in Savannah. Yeah, where did you actually go to high school?
I went to high school in Savannah.
He went to high school in Savannah.
Went to middle school and high school in Savannah. College at Georgia, and then back to Savannah after.
Luke's the Georgia, one of the Georgia boys.
And then back to Savannah for about 7 or 8 years doing video. Before coming up here.
And just something about up here just calls your name, don't it, Steve? It's a great place to raise a family.
I was born in Fort Bragg. In the Womack Hospital, where they shot the Men Who Stare at Goats, that George Clooney movie.
Yeah, okay.
That was where the CIA. That was the CIA lab. Was where I was born. At least for the set, they used my hospital.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
But I was born right up the road here at High Point Regional Hospital, which is where they shot Critical Condition with Richard Pryor. So, I'm sorry, but I win. You ever seen Critical Condition with Richard Pryor?
I think my movie's better.
That hospital, no, it's not. Come on.
Yeah, Gallagher died.
Gallagher died.
So it makes me think that his brother's gonna like totally take over and tours Gallagher now, because he did that.
Yeah.
All right, we're back.
Okay. Was Steve friends with Paula Dean? You mean friends or?
No, but Paula Dean started with a company.
What up, Jason Skills?
She was called the Bag Lady, and she didn't actually make any food. She ran a company that would go pick up food from restaurants and bring it to you. It was like she was one of the first like Uber Eats kind of idea. She was way ahead of her time thinking about that kind of shit, and would bring you shit from restaurants that you wanted. It was called the Bag Lady, but then she went out on her own and started using a lot of butter and being racist.
And hand you pamphlets from the KKK? No, Luke said it, thought he heard you say something about San Antonio.
Yes.
You lived there for a little while.
I lived
Were you a kid? You were a brat, because you were a brat.
After Chicago, we moved it to San Antonio, and Dad was stationed at Fort Sam Houston. And I was there for the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. So late elementary, early middle.
I never had to move at all. Like I stayed like elementary, middle, and high. Like was all the same people and like knew the whole thing. I never had to be that like new kid at school. How many of you guys were new kids like forever in a school?
I'm forever a new kid.
Yeah, I mean you're a brat.
I'm a brat. Yeah, but Texas had a really good music like education program where they really could honed in to find out what you would be good at, and I was tested, and they said either trombone or saxophone. So I chose saxophone, played saxophone.
Saxophone.
6th grade through high school. So,
And then you played it for Kimmy and Bossman's wedding.
Yep.
See how that works?
Played it for Friday Night Music Club. We did Can You Hear Me Knocking? But by the time we went on, I'd had a few drinks and I forgot to tune my saxophone, so the whole solo's fucking flat as shit.
Jason said he was a new kid every damn year. We moved every year in the same city, mind you, but still tough in the early years. Oh, yeah, I bet, man.
Yeah.
Hell, it was tough if you knew the same kids, let alone having to move and like figure to do it all over. Scotty said he was a new kid. It was weird. Oh, yeah. Shane said I was a new kid. I was a new kid at the school for the deaf. Are you talking about my story about how we used to go hit on the chicks from the...
Scotty has a connection with the School for the Deaf there in D.C.
What?
Scotty has a good connection with the School for the Deaf. What? Oh, I see what you said.
Okay. So,
I'm not going to tell it, but...
No, we used to say there was one in Raleigh, School for the Blind and the Deaf, and we'd go out there and get off. We'd drink some liquor in the parking lot and then hit on the chicks when they came out. They couldn't see us or hear us. Never failed. Like the hot ones were always deaf. So like you could like approach them and then they'd be like, "Oh no, you're still fucking ugly." I'm like, fuck, that's a deaf one. The blind ones where you could...
Fuck, that's a tough one.
The blind ones where you could make some headway were always fucking ugly. So it was like a waste of time. Like most of the things we did in college. Metal Theologian said, I went to a special school for the generously endowed. Woo! That's quote of the night. Are you doing another one?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I didn't say it earlier, Steve. Somebody's going to have to rope me back in because this is one of those nights I felt from the early get-go. If I was like 25, this is one of those nights where I was like, yeah, let's go to the fucking club. You know why? I kind of feel like starting some shit. In my bones. I just felt it. It's one of those nights. It's 45, that's kind of weird. That makes you a weirdo. But like I feel it in my bones. This is one of those nights where I just kind of feel like starting some shit.
Kill the bottle.
Suck the skull dry. And here's the new single from Slaw, Suck the Skull Dry.
Nice.
Woo. Merv said he would down that bottle in 15 minutes. I mean, I could. I've done shit like that, but I'm not going to do that live on the internet.
We shouldn't do that.
Mostly because of what I just said. I'm already like just ready to like a cobra, Steve. Ready to strike. Did I go to NC State? I did. Me and cameraman started out at NC State. We both finished at different schools. I finished at UNC Greensboro, and cameraman finished at UNC Wilmington. Oh. But we did both start at NC State. It was good times. But I was like a super good boy in high school, like straight as an arrow, Gennaro.
What year were you at NC State?
I was class of 95 in high school. So we went to NC State in like 96. And then like 97 is when it's when State had a decent basketball team, and I pulled my knife on them down on Franklin Street in Chapel Hill. Danny Strong, Jeremy Hyatt, and that starting five.
You stab him?
I was about to. I was the same kind of night like tonight. Actually, it was one of those where I just kind of felt like it. It was Halloween. Franklin Street in Chapel Hill is nuts, if folks that don't know.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I walked up and like Jeremy Hyatt, the albino motherfucker, said some shit to me. Said some like cross words. And I'm like, oh yeah? And I reached in my pocket. I unfolded the knife and I was like, I bet you won't say it again. And like cameraman, like everybody that was with us was like, no. And then there were, Horny was like, that's the starting five of NC State's basketball team. And I'm like, I don't care. I'll kill all of them right now. Right now. You have no fucking idea. But it was stupid. I didn't kill them. Actually, how the situation got diffused is my buddy Mike Horny, who I was mentioning. He came up and like, because Danny Strong was like really a nice guy. He was like low-key guy. Jeremy Hyatt's a piece of shit. Fuck him. But Horny came up and was like, "Hey, Danny Strong." He's like, "Man, you're gonna be all ACC this year, man." Like started talking. He was like, "Oh yeah, hey man, I appreciate it." Like got into that kind of vibe.
Diffuse the situation.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm behind him, like swinging a blade around like this, you know. But oh wait. But Buddy and his brother went there in the late 90s. Steinbach. Huh? Hell yeah. It was a night just like this. Yeah, we started, me and the cameraman were there in 95. It was cool. We lived in the dorms for a couple of years and shit.
Carl says dorm room sink puke.
That was cameraman. I'm not a puker, but
I puked in your sink.
You didn't puke in our sink. No, there was a moment. It was fall, getting ready to go on fall break.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that time.
Well, I used to be a, believe it or not. Cheers, everybody. Believe it or not, I used to not like beer at all.
Right.
I hated beer.
Yeah.
And so when we got somebody, usually a bum, to go get us alcohol, which was at a convenience store. I loved liquor and, mixing it with drinks and taking shots or whatever. I could do liquor, but for some reason I didn't like beer at all.
I didn't like beer.
So what I drank was like
Boone's Farm.
No, it started with Boone's Farm. What ended up being Wild Irish Rose.
Wild Irish.
And that turned into a problem for me. And I was like, hey, cameraman, I got some Wild Irish Rose. So we drank it together. And I was used to doing that. Cameraman was not. And in his words, I was okay, but then I took a bad hit off a Camel.
Oh.
I remember we were smoking Camel Unfiltereds. And he said, I took a bad hit off a Camel. And so he goes over to our sink and pukes in the sink.
Mm.
Clogs it up. Like, fills it with puke. And then we wake up the next morning and leave for fall break.
Oh,
But, like, leaving a note for, like, the maintenance.
Or the hall, what do you call the RA?
No, it was for maintenance. Like, something wrong with our sink.
With puke.
And they were mad as fuck at him. Yeah, it looked like purple Kool-Aid,
Oh, yeah.
but just like that wouldn't go down in the sink. Anyway, 40 dogs. Used to drink those in university. Oh yeah, oh man, and I love to do this. We pulled this not too long ago, doing like a 40 night. There's nothing like drinking a 40 with your homies. I mean, like for the history of time, there's nothing like that. Every now and then we'll pull a 40 night out here.
Mm.
I tell you what sucks now about 40s is that they're all in like plastic bottles.
Yeah.
That pisses me off, man. You buy like,
Good
yeah,
glass bottle.
let's drink some OE, and I'm like, yeah, and it's
Old English.
and it's a fucking plastic OE bottle. Man, that's like fucking with a rubber dick, Steve.
Glass.
No, that's like fucking with a rubber dick. It's fucking, but it don't feel like nothing. Oh, that's a rhyme. That's a Rick Rogers line. Plastic 40s prove there is no God. Now, that may be quote of the night. A lot of good quotes tonight. Have to
I
say.
still like Merv's comment about his wife eating the last steakums.
Oh yeah. What did Merv say?
He goes,
My wife wanted to eat.
My wife ate the last steakums, bitch.
Oh shit! Let me do a little something here. You like record albums, Steve?
I like them. I do like them.
This is something that came out today. Are you an Alice Coltrane guy?
Yeah, I've got a couple of her albums.
Say this one.
Bata the El Duad. This is, I don't know.
This is from the Verve by Request series. Recorded in the basement studio of the Coltrane home in 1970, Alice Coltrane's fourth album is a masterpiece of spiritual jazz. And that's what I associate Alice Coltrane with. Yeah. Spiritual jazz, 100%. Title track is an ode to the Egyptian god Ptah. The Al-Dal, meaning the beloved.
Okay.
Moments on this album reach what Coltrane defined as the term. Stop using these fucking words, man. I don't want to be Turiya. State of consciousness, the high state of nirvana, the goal of human life. Verve by Request series, which I'm not familiar with this series, Steve. It seems interesting to me. Features transfer from analog tapes remastered on 180 gram vinyl and pressed at Third Man in Detroit. Now, this sounds like a nice pressing that nobody is like. Because some of the other like high-end audiophile pressings are, and I don't know how much this cost, but like some of the other stuff is just reading the description is pretentious as fuck. You know what I mean? Like I can tell right off the rip, this is a fucking audiophile, just dick suck pressing. I didn't get that vibe from this. This seems like a record that's floating around and never probably got a nice proper reissue.
It had a decent reason to be reissued.
Yeah, and Verve is going to be like, yeah, we're going to do it right. We're going to do it from the tapes. We're going to make it sound right. Put a little packaging with it. Da 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 da. But it's not going to be like, you know, stupid.
The Joshua Tree.
Yeah, what? The Joshua
Well, I'm just
Tree.
saying a big album that, you know, let's reissue that as a special.
Yeah, but none of these like new audiophile stuff that people I have 100%. Part of because of where I've been and had to be kind of away for a while, but I've kind of stepped away from the VC in the last little bit, which sucks because I've missed a lot of people that I enjoy's videos because I just hadn't had the time and whatever. But I've also stepped away from like the day-to-day like VC like stuff that's going on. That shit's fucking corny. Anyway, but it's felt good to kind of step away from some of that like just overarching baloney for a few days. I'll probably jump back into it and be all
I'm sure you will.
be all about it like in just a few days. But yeah,
Got Black Friday coming up.
inappropriate.
What?
Ow. Mofo. Oh, mofo pressings. We should start doing those. Everything's mastered by what's it called? Something Jenkins. What's the meme about where you go fucking ham and run up into some shit? Something Jenkins. Somebody will know. VC drama is the best. It is, but it was nice to have a nice break from all that shit. Leroy! Yeah, Leroy Jenkins.
Jenkins?
Everything mastered by Leroy Jenkins. Mofo pressings mastered by Leroy Jenkins. Oh, God. Oh, God. Let's see what else is up in this mug, Steve. Steve, you like record albums from this particular band? Shabarnks!
Ah,
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. This is one of the...
I've heard those fellas.
Yeah, you know about these guys. This is the line on this here.
So-
Originally imagined as her fifth album of 2017. Christ, that's a long time
I thought
now.
they put out 5 albums already in 2017.
Changes has ended up the fifth album from King Gizzard's released in 2022.
A lot of those issues in 2022 are like live albums, which it's still decent to do that, but you know.
And of course, this release has tons of like variants and like cover variants. You good?
It was a great concert, by the way.
For the music?
King Gizzard, yeah.
Oh.
They played a lot of Infest the Rat's Nest, which I'm glad they did because
That's the Thrashier album.
That's the Thrashier, yeah.
But look, this one is, I didn't listen to this, but you know this record? Have you listened to it?
no,
Brand new. Super cool cover. They got some nice,
I didn't know it existed. So it's a studio album?
yeah, I think so.
You said it's like variants and stuff?
Yeah, there's lots of like cover variants and stuff like that, but soaked in warm sonics of 70s R&B, complete opposite of what we're just talking about, like thrash.
Yeah, right.
Soaked in warm sonics of 70s R&B, guided by simple chord changes for these guys. Are you serious? Rounded out another remarkable year for the group. Changes is a soft pop marvel. 180 gram recycled black wax housed in an outer card jacket placed in a shrink wrap cover art skate park.
That's probably something I will buy. That sounds interesting.
Yeah. Give it a little something or other. And also, I don't know if anybody picked this up. We talked about it when it was like a thing. When they announced it. But
Yeah.
it actually came out today, I guess. The Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion box set. Mike still has the MGM 45 sitting on his desk. Yeah, what is it? It's the This is the Hank. I listened to that and I put it back for some reason. This Use Your Illusion box set is like 13 LPs. Crazy.
13 LPs.
Yeah. I think it was like $500 though. 97 total tracks, 63 previously unreleased. So if you're gonna be that guy that buys, exactly, if you're gonna be that cat that buys fucking box sets and stuff, something like this, even though it's $500, I kind of sort of get it, because that's 63 previously unreleased tracks.
How many albums?
13.
Wow.
No. It says Super Deluxe 12 LP box set, but I don't know why it says 13 up here.
Oh.
Includes Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 remastered for one time, plus the complete Live in New York, Live in Las Vegas concert.
Does it have the Steven Wilson remix?
No. Blu-ray disc featuring the Live in New York concert, featuring all this crazy stuff.
Vegas, New York.
Club kit, lithos, backstage passes, all that shit.
Whoa.
Plus it has there is a double LP version of both of those, Use Your Illusion 1 and Use Your Illusion 2. If you wanted to kind of get in at a lower price point, you could get those.
Yeah.
Fuck all box sets. You pay extra to be inconvenienced. Except, this has been on my list for a long time, the Halloween Starlight box set, where you can just grab the first 6 Halloweens, just boom, 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 in a nice package.
Knock it out.
I'm kind of thinking about that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but I will say, I think my point was, at least this one has stuff that a lot of people, even hardcore Guns N' Roses people, maybe have never heard. I'm not going to buy it, for fuck's sake. But it's stuff that people have never heard before, rather than it's a box set. And these 2 LPs are nothing but outtakes. And talking in the studio and a bunch of random fucking nonsense and noise, which is fucking dope to listen to on YouTube, but I don't want an extra record for that. When I'm into record time, I'm into listening to music time, not hearing folks go, "Okay, Jerry, let's try that one again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, sorry. Can we start that again?" I mean, that's fun to hear.
Oh, I love that shit.
I do too.
I was listening
not on vinyl.
On the way over here, I was listening to the Beatles channel on Sirius XM, and they were talking. The whole show was about Revolver, and the guy was talking about how
Revolver. Don't bother.
But they were playing in studio talk with George Martin, talking with the musicians as they were recording Eleanor Rigby, and whether there should be vibrato, where the vibrato should be, and it was just that shit. I love that shit.
I do too, but to me, that's not a record thing. That's like a sit in front of my computer thing.
Well, okay. Yeah.
And just kind of chill with it. Oh, that's so fucking cool. But when I put on a record, I want to hear a thing. I want to hear a thing. I don't want to hear somebody figuring out the thing. I can YouTube somebody figuring out the thing.
Right.
Marvel's talking about the MGM. We played this last week. It's
Long Gone Lonesome Blue.
My favorite Hank Williams Sr. jam ever of all time, but played by Hank Williams Jr. on a special disc jockey record. And I bought this at a Goodwill last week. And it's good. It's not as good as the Hank Sr. version, which it's my favorite Hank Sr. song. So it'd be tough to fucking overtake it, overrake it.
Those were his senior cover band days.
I figured that was early on for Hank Jr.
His mom was driving the bus
when he was just country guy.
His mom, he was out there doing Hank.
Yeah. Before we got kind of outlawy and stuff, which I love all that
skiing.
Stuff. Whoa! What are you saying?
Well, he had his accident and fucked up his face and came back as a new man.
I thought you were talking about skiing.
No, I'm actually skiing. Wasn't it a skiing accident?
Actually skiing.
Wasn't it?
Speaking of truck's a big skier.
Junior, wasn't it a skiing accident that fucked up his face?
Fuck? For real?
Hank Williams Jr., yeah. No, you don't know that?
I don't know the story.
Okay.
You asked me something about Copenhagen. I'll be able to tell you about it over boy, but I can't tell you nothing about the old scared ass and shit. Fuck, what the fuck he was? Shit.
Oh.
Like 80 Maca singles.
This is my real sack, by the way.
Why don't we get into what we played?
What did we play? What we played. Hey, Wally.
God damn, this will take us for fucking ever.
Nah, we'll bust through them.
Yeah, sure we will. We're real good about managing time here on the show. That's what we're known for.
Maybe we should do a shot.
Economy of scale is what we're known for. Two things left on the table from last week. Little Dave Dudley. I picked this up at Goodwill not too long ago. Truck driving son of a gun.
Woo! Double D.
Double D.
On the Mercury label.
You ever run across this shit? Pick it up, or we're not friends anymore. Period. Point blank. Period.
We do like some truck driving music.
Love it. Left on. I'm glad Nate's here. Transmitting live from Mars because he'd mentioned this, and I pulled this for Halloween, but I just got around to playing it because we left it on the table from off the show. Weapon. This is like a death metal record from 2010-ish area. I called to check my zip code. This shit's fucking slamming, but it's got a weird play. It made me
What's
think,
it called?
Weapon. It made me feel like my whole table was fucked up. We hit this place. We're hearing this like super loud distortion over my needle, right? And I took the needle off, the head shell off of the fucking tone arm.
Yeah.
Cleaned the record. I cleaned the tone arm. I cleaned the needle. I blew into it. I did the whole thing. There was all this distortion. I was getting ready to text you and be like, dude, the whole set may be chalked.
All right.
Like we may be using one table. But when we got to the next record, everything was fine. So there may be something fucked up with that record. Long story short. Anyway.
Very, very, very poor recording.
There's something wrong with that.
Same guy who did the Kiss records.
Literally all of them. And goddamn it, I love them. There you go. One of my favorite artists. Moving on. No.
What?
Generico sleeve I found at a Goodwill 10 years ago, at least.
The Atlantic.
Best of Sam and Dave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know the vibes.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a pretty decent. It's an okay copy for like probably a 50-cent record. Little Soul Man action. We played the Soul Man side, whatever side that is.
I'm a soul man.
I'm a Cub fan and a Bud man. That's what I hear.
What's your favorite Sam and Dave? Soul Man?
Oh. Thank You's a good one.
Oh yeah.
But Soul Man maybe, I mean it's hard to distorted everything on that weapon. Yeah, there's something weird on there, man. I don't know if it was the record.
Wrap it up. Wrap
it up. I'll take it.
Wrap it up.
I have not pulled this record out in so fucking long. And shame on me. Actually, I thought... don't tell everybody, but we'll be doing a little set on the Hydra sessions tomorrow night. And I thought about that for another time. I played it tonight instead of tomorrow night. Because I have got another vibe working for tomorrow night. But we'll be doing a little Hydra thing tomorrow night. If you're not busy on Saturday night over on Mr. Bizarro's channel. Woo! This Electric Flag, a long time coming. The Electric Flag.
The Electric
You got this, Steve?
I don't think I have that
God
one.
damn
I
it,
have
man.
2 or 3.
God damn it.
Not that one.
God damn it.
God
I just
damn
want
it.
to blasphemy over and over again.
Good band.
Also, yeah, good band, and man, that's I'd like
That's not Buddy Miles' band, is it?
I'd like pictures of her vagina.
What's your flag? Buddy Miles?
I don't think so. Buddy Miles.
What am I thinking of?
This is a good one. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Is that Buddy Miles?
Yep.
Oh, BM?
Yeah, right in the middle. The fat guy right in the middle there. Michael Bloomfield.
Oh, Bloomfield's in that?
Yeah. His band.
What a group that is. And that sounds fantastic. And even, this is the old, what was it before? Is that a Record Exchange or Earshot?
This is Earshot.
Earshot. $6 or $7.
VG7.
Had it labeled as VG. Actually, pretty conservatively graded for them, because a lot of times I would pick stuff up and be like, VG Plus, and I'd pull the record out. I'm like, yo, this has a 4-inch goddamn scratch that is visible from 9 feet away, and you've got VG Plus on it.
No, it says VG.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I have a Doors record that I was like, dude, where I hold this up, I was like, what do you mean? Like, I can see it from here.
Yeah.
But because Jonathan at Underdog he would have put that as. But anyway,
It's funny too. I go to, I still go to McKay's.
yeah,
It used to be Ed McKay's, which is that bookstore that sells records. And most of the time, the records are ridiculously priced. I think
ridiculous.
last time I was in there was Kiss Destroyer,
Yeah,
$44.
for just a regular.
It was beat down. And then they'll have another record, and I've bought a few of them.
And they call them scratch.
It'll say very scratched. And I take it out and look, and I'm like, it might look a little worn, but it's not very scratched. And I think maybe, because I've had friends who like work at Goodwill,
Yeah,
and they'll be like, oh, here's some cool shit,
Slim.
$2, $3, put it out on the floor and call his buddy and go, hey man, there's some really cool shit you need to get down here right now,
Well, here's the thing.
I call that's I think that's called it's not theft.
Collusion. Here's the thing. If you do work at Goodwill, is that you're not allowed to buy the stuff when it comes in.
That's why you call your buddy to come get it,
You have to call your buddy.
or your wife.
Because I always thought, like, I'll go work at Goodwill all day long, and I'll buy electronics and fucking records and DVDs or whatever. I know, because I know the stuff that'll flip and whatever. Like, most of that stuff I know lickety split. But they're like, if you work there, you can't buy it. They're like, well, fuck, I don't want to work there then. You got to have a homie that works there. Kiss worth 44 cents. Come on, Merv. You're better than that, Merv. I pulled this out before Steve got here. He's going to be pissed off. This was a good one. Woo!
Oh yeah.
They'll need a crane.
They'll need a crane. They'll need a crane.
Not my birthday.
I'll Sink Manhattan. That's a good song too.
Yeah. They Might Be Giants. One of the
That's an EP.
several EPs I picked up
Yeah.
at Goodwill. Speaking of Goodwill,
Yeah.
75 cents. Ice.
Good deal.
And I finally put it on. Put it in a sleeve.
Nice.
Only took 5 or 6 years. And several of them be.
I was about to say it's upside, but it's not upside down. The fucking title's upside down. Okay. Very nice. I do like They Might Be Giants.
And here we go. This
Saw them at
is the,
Ziggy's.
here's the Nazareth I was talking about.
Oh yeah.
Razama Naz,
Huh? A little later.
which is, I don't like the name.
78 maybe.
I don't like the name Nazareth.
Why
don't-
not? You don't like Nazareth? It's a biblical name.
It's biblical. I don't like that, and I definitely don't like the name of
You
this
don't like
album.
the Bible? Is that what you're saying?
I would have
No,
never.
Razman, that's stupid as
fucking
fuck.
stupid. I would have never bought this, but it was $1. And I heard some other people be like, "Yo, Nazareth's all right, man. You better check it
I will
out."
say that, well, what's the guy's name? The guy who died before the singer. It's not on here. God
Harry
damn it.
Chapin Carpenter.
Oh, here we go. Manny Charlton. He did
OMC?
reach out and tell us they really liked our version of Please Don't Judas Me.
Oh, really? Before he died?
Which he wrote.
Or after he died?
Manny Charlton. Yeah, it was before he died.
Before he died?
Yeah, before he died.
Got it. One of my favorite 80s electro records of all time. Don't Front, Little Midnight Star.
Oh, goodness.
Headlines, and the kicker from this is obviously got the Midas touch. Everything I touch turns to gold. Ah, sugar.
You need a beer? I need a beer.
I'm still okay.
Are we getting close to... Oh.
What are we doing?
I just need to go get a beer.
Such killer shit, man. It's corny. They look funny, but man. And also, what really turned me on to this is if you're a big Boards of Canada fan like I am myself, Boards of Canada were in this group before Boards of Canada called Hell Interface, and Hell Interface covered Midas Touch, and that's where I fell in love with it. Go to YouTube, look up Hell Interface Midas Touch. And it's essentially a Boards of Canada remix of Midas Touch. Oh my God. It is so awesome. Transmitting live from Mars, Jason Skills. You guys would dig it the most. Telling you. I'm keeping it moving till we get to the stuff that Steve played. Yo, and then I pulled this out. I was waiting I knew Steve had a set coming over, and Steve's set was all about his homie that passed away. So I'll let Steve get into that when we get to it. But when I was like, man, maybe I want to hear some Mastodon. I was kind of flipping through my Mastodon stuff. I pulled this out. Blood Mountain, which is not a Mastodon I reach for a lot of the time, for no other reason than I don't know, there's some of the other ones I like a little bit better, just a little bit, because this is such a killer record. But there's a song on the side that we played tonight called Crystal Skull. And I knew Steve was bringing this, so I had to bust out the Blood Mountain with Crystal Skull on it. Killer stuff, man. Absolutely killer stuff. Trucked was in here earlier, and we were talking about some early like German hip hop electro stuff. And he was like, man, he was talking about Mantronics, and I was like, yo, I got a Mantronics. I think it was when we listened to that Midas Touch shit. He's like, it sounds like Mantronics, the German hip hop beat maker kind of shit. And I was like, yo, Scotty sent us this back in the day, and I've got it, and let's check it out. Books. Check them out. Books. Check them out. From stars and cars to electric guitars. Books. Check them out. And now we get into the Steve set portion of the evening. Let me put up a graphic. I put up a Leave It to Fever graphic.
Yeah.
So what?
What's that on my lip? I had a mole.
Oh yeah, it was a mole.
Something. Birthmark. It was a birthmark.
It was some shit. You had shit.
Had a Munsinger shirt on. Had a little. Are the penguins on there?
Like, I don't know, but you left me Munson way out here in the middle of nowhere.
Ha.
So tell us a little bit what this set was all about.
All right. So, in talking to Jim,
what's up, Frank?
I learned his story, and his story started in Cleveland,
City of Lights,
working at the Club Agora,
burn on,
where he met the first like person to like bring him into like really digging the sound was Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen came to play Club Agora and actually befriended him and said, hey, do you know what I'm, because Bruce was up there like tweaking shit on the board. And he's
because Jim was a sound man, right?
Jim was a sound man, but he was just learning to be a sound man. And Bruce Springsteen was like, hey man, do you know what I'm doing up here? He's like, I kind of got an idea. So Bruce like took him under his wing. Is like, look, I want to put a little bit of, you know, something in the bass and the mids here, and you know, so especially like he was miking the drums, you know, and like you can say, and that's because Jim was a drummer growing up, and so he really got. Bruce was like, him and Bruce were like this, and working the board before the show, and after the show, Bruce like gave him one of the. Some tour shirt that they were doing or something like that. So it was like this really cool connection. The funny thing is in the story, he was saying like, you know, I think my brother-in-law still has that shirt. I traded it to him for like a bag of weed or something like that.
So he was always like a live sound guy. He never,
never. He wasn't a studio guy, but you know, he would do tours, and I think one of the first bands he hooked up with was the Dead Boys, which we don't have the Dead Boys.
I love the Dead Boys.
Great punk band. But he would tour.
They're an Ohio band, right?
Yeah. He toured with the Dead Boys, and that's what eventually got him out to L.A. And he worked at the club Whiskey A Go Go for a long time, and was there during the hair metal scene. But back in Cleveland, when he was working punk bands, he worked with the likes of Iggy Pop would come, and I think the Ramones. There was every time
Raw Power.
Seems like every time I interviewed him twice on camera, but every other time I talked to him, he'd mention another just crazy story of like shit I'd never heard before.
Yeah.
It was like, I wish I'd gotten this on camera, but I just, eventually just ran out of time. But, just so many cool things. To me, it reminded me of Forrest Gump, where Forrest Gump was always at this epic moment in time in American history or whatever. Yeah. But for Jim, it was like music. He was like in Cleveland during this punk scene, and then he went out to L.A. and was there when hair metal started, and punk was still raging there. But he was doing punk shows and then hair metal shows. Ended up losing his job at the Whiskey because he got stabbed in the back. Luckily, his wife lived out, grew up.
Like literally stabbed in the back?
Well, no.
Oh, okay.
A friend of him he brought on wanted his job and kind of set him up. And
we'll get to that.
Actually admitted to it. Well, you can see the video. It's on my YouTube page. But then he ended up in New York and started doing clubs there, like the Peppermint Lounge and places where hip hop was just starting up. So he was doing like all these early like shows like with Queen Latifah and all these other bands and LL Cool J, and worked at a place called the World Club. And that's actually how we connected. Was when I first met him, he was talking about doing show. What?
I gotta pee.
Okay.
But they're in order. You can grab if you need to.
Okay.
Keep going.
So there's this place called the World Club, where he was running sound, and they had a lot of really cool bands come through there, like Squeeze, and I mean, I decided not to bring all the records I could bring because there was just too many bands. But I started with the Bruce Springsteen "Greetings from Asbury Park" because I think Jim's favorite track that Bruce ever did was Lost in the Flood, which was the song we played off of the Here. And these aren't all in order of the timeline of his story, but followed it up with the Cramps because he did connect with the Cramps and toured with them. And one of the best stories he told was actually getting thrown in jail in a Lubbock, Texas jail and getting his ass beaten, waking up the next morning with a big huge scar on his head that he actually had tattooed over with some music notes or something like that. But it was the night before they were playing Lubbock, and the next day they were going to L.A. to do a Music War, the movie, and he got stuck in the jail and had all the money for the band. The band had no money and had to like go to the record company and beg them for money so they could eat before the show. But he also talked about touring with Savoy Brown, Molly Hatchet, and Blackfoot. And so I wanted to play some Blackfoot. Of all those, I didn't have any Savoy Brown. I do have some Molly Hatchet, but I prefer Blackfoot over Molly Hatchet. This is one of their earlier records called Flying High. Next, talking about the hair metal scene, it was actually here's Stryper, To Hell with the Devil. He was talking about how much he enjoyed doing punk bands, but kind of really hated the whole hair metal scene because of all the pretentiousness of the hair and all the looks. And he said, Stryper would come and everything was like black and gold. And one of the guys came out of the van with like big gold fuzzy boots or yellow fuzzy boots. And it was Stryper who was playing at the Whiskey the night that Jim got stabbed in the back. And what happened was Jim lived like right across the street from Whiskey A Go-Go, and he had some friends over. His wife used to make like huge pots of spaghetti for bands, and I think he said there were some folks from Motley Crue.
Spaghetti meatball.
There were some folks from Motley Crue and maybe Rat were over there, and they wanted to hear some music. So this guy, who we think stabbed him in the back, sent him over to the Whiskey to get the tapes. They used to record everything on cassette tapes, and it was under the stage. The equipment was, so Jim went over there and got the tapes, came back, and the next day, these Sennheiser mics that he was sent out to buy a few days earlier were missing. And so he was forced to try and find them. And he was like, Stryper was playing. I had to go through all of Stryper's gear because, a
Christian band.
A Christian band. They thought maybe, but I think the mics never disappeared. Somebody made them look like they were gone, and Jim lost his job. Next, we played Volume 4. Not because he never ran sound for Sabbath, but Sabbath was one of his favorite bands. And I think
my favorite Sabbath record,
Tomorrow's Dream, I think was his favorite track on Volume 4, which is what we played tonight. Followed that up with another hair metal band, Rat. And I wanted to play this because he was saying one night Rat was, it was time for them to go on. So he went back and said, hey guys, 10 minutes, we're going to start. And I think Stephen Piercy said, but I don't have my mascara on. And the guitarist commented that he didn't have his leg warmers. So it was the whole thing is like, God, I was just, working Fear and TSOL and all this other shit. And now I'm dealing with these guys who don't have their mascara and their leg warmers, and told them, hey guys, these leg warmers ain't going to make you play any better than you did if you didn't have your leg warmers on. But, that was that. I wanted to play Fifth Dimension. I don't think he ran sound for Fifth Dimension, but he ran sound for Marilyn McCoo. I guess she did it maybe solo tour, maybe with her, because it was her husband was also in the band. Was who was it? Tasha Show and Marilyn McCoo. Anyway, Billy. Anyway, played some Stone Soul Picnic, which is a really cool song on there. And he was saying it's funny too because he would be all dressed up, wearing really nice clothes for his show with Marilyn McCoo, and the next night he would send that clothes to LA, and he'd put on his torn t-shirt so he could do his Cramps show. Gallagher has entered the building. You might not want to do that. Insects. What do we have? Oh, the Ramones. Yeah, he talked about when the Ramones were just starting out. They played with Iggy Pop and in Cleveland, and so Mike had. I might have one Ramones album, but Mike played this Leave Home album. I think we heard What did we hear off here? I don't remember what it was, but I liked it. Oh, Susie is a Headbanger. That's what it was.
Great song.
Great song. Another band he did not run sound for but loved was Genesis, and I think Trick of the Tail and Squonk was his favorite track off that. So we played Squonk for Jim, which is a great song.
Squonk for Jim.
Squonk for Jim. Send us your bones. And speaking of Iggy Pop, it was the Lust for Life tour that Iggy Pop was on when he came and Jim ran sound. And why not play the title track off of this album, which I picked up in Thomasville with a bunch of other cool punk records. Just a great dig at a Goodwill. Had to play some Fear.
Oh yeah.
Just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it without playing Fear, which I love. Let's Have a War.
Let's have a war. Yeah, what a powerful ass song, man.
Yeah, great record.
Going on in the Atari Alco.
But like I said, he was driven to New York and started working clubs there. In addition to working bands like Anthrax and Practice Space for them, and maybe Metallica, but some other bands, but also was doing a lot of hip hop, early hip hop, and like early Queen Latifah, LL Cool J. So here's some LL Cool J and Salt and Peppa. In fact, it was Salt and Peppa that drove him to quitting his job at the World Club.
That's a nice profile jack.
Yeah.
Jim.
So last but not least of the Jim Sickler set, I wanted to play this. Fuck. God damn it. Which is, it's Pink Floyd live at the World Club. Oh, if I could transition.
Yeah, just hit the right arrow.
So it's a bootleg. It sounds like shit, but this is actually, Jim was on the board that night at the World Club, and this is how I kind of first met Jim, was he was talking about the World Club, and I was like, hey, I've got a record, a bootleg of like Pink Floyd playing the World Club, and he's like, I was on the board that night, you know. So that's kind of what brought us together, and what I hear sounds great. The recording itself is obviously a really shitty recording, but it's fun to hear Pink Floyd playing something other than Pink Floyd, and they're just doing covers. And I think they brought in, because it was Nick Mason, David Gilmour, saxophone player, drum, you know, and some of the other players with the background singers who were actually up singing lead. So they were doing, you know, a lot of R&B songs and letting the girls sing.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
Yeah, it was neat.
And last but not least, right before I left, I had to go in and take a shit. So I was leaving, but then I got a text as I was shitting and said, "Hey, the guy from Hawkwind died, Nick Turner, who was a saxophone player." And so I grabbed this Hall of the Mountain Grill album, which is I think their third or fourth album. Lemmy says it's when they were at their height. Lemmy is on this, and this is actually a rare moment, I think, where Lemmy and Nick Turner are both on this album, and it is really good, a really good record. Some of their better stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is that a repress, or that looks like an OG?
I don't know.
Close.
I don't know.
It's not. That's not a modern record. That looks like
no. It's old. I don't know.
It may not be an OG.
I don't know how old it is.
It's not a 2014 repress. Oh, fuck. And then
time for a poor transition.
And now, girls jumping on trampolines. No, and then I pulled out, just to finish this off, little Motto Lord. No Comfort. I think maybe the most recent Mono Lord record. But God, most importantly, look at this wax. I'm not this guy. I'm not like, oh, a color variant. Oh my God, a color variant. But this is such a striking color variant of a record. It's just that Chats that Shane sent us that's black with the splatter is crazy, but this is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, normally I'm super happy with a nice black copy, especially if it's $4 or $5 cheaper to get the black copy. I'm gonna get the black copy. I don't give a fuck. But I got this as a gift, and like when I got it, I was like, oh shit, from the fiance. So yeah, definitely love. Actually, hand me that. I can shelf it right now. It goes right here.
Good for you.
Boom. It goes right there. Boom. I know exactly. Oh, my knee.
Yeah.
Oh, my knee. Yeah. That's what we played. Rah. That's the Bob Rock in me. I had to throw that. Rah. Okay. All right. Let's do. No. You know what you didn't do?
What?
Where's that VHS at?
Let's dig of the week.
Oh, it's in Dig of the Week. Bam. We're going Dig of the Week action. DOT dub, as we call it hastily here on the program.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I've not been able to get into a store or order anything. I've had other stuff on my plate it's not been top of my mind, which is nice. Take a little break from the records for a little bit. What?
It sounds like a Ghostbuster out in the woods.
It does. I'm watching hold that.
You helped.
I did.
out.
Guide to Camping VHS.
That looks like a fucking Ghostbuster.
The dude is dressed like a Ghostbuster.
He didn't have his weapon, but other than that,
hundo.
he's total Ghostbuster.
Can Steve have permission to check his phone messages? Check your phone messages.
Who's that from?
You don't worry about it.
Oh.
Need more mod status on YouTube. We got sex girls on here? Oh, we got sex girls on YouTube. Hey, look. Sex girls. Are you ready for the sex girls? Not living with sex girls.
Whoa. That's weird.
What is that?
Well, Scotty says I helped him solve a mystery. He's got a record signed to Jim. It's a Kraut record, but I don't know if that's the Jim.
Could be actually the Jim.
Could be Jim. Huh?
Did you show the Cramps record?
Yeah, I did. Jim. Hello from...
Hello in there. Hello.
Signed Lou Reed.
What?
Yeah. Wait, it does say Agora. What? What the fuck? What year is this? 84.
You're blowing Steve's mind, Scotty.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is crazy.
I'll tell you what's crazy, Steve. Inflation. That's crazy. All right, moving on. No, wait. Before we move on, we do the marbles. We do marbles before we do the Dig of the Week.
I think we should.
Whoa. Exclamation point vote, then the number of the track you would like to run this evening. Folks, Halloween is over. Looking toward Thanksgiving. I don't want to see no Christmas bullshit right now. I'm going to be honest with you. Give it a little time. You know, I don't know if I've told everybody this, but not only did I just get back from St. Louis, but in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, I'm going to be going to New York City for the first time. And it's going to be when it's going to be after they like decorate. I'm actually flying up the day they decorate the tree at Rockefeller Center. So I'm going to be in New York City with a Christmas, like the theme going on for my first New York City trip ever. So it's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to be any time it involves me and work and like things, I turn it into clusterfuck central no matter what. But I will be up in New York City with a Christmas vibe.
New York City.
This says it made it in New York City. That's my favorite. Pace Picani. Whew. A good shit. I love a nice fresh salsa, but I mean, at the end of the day, nothing beats a nice Pace Picani medium. I'm gonna tell you, I'll go down to my grave with that. Exclamation point vote, then the number of the track you would like to run. Exclamation point vote, then the number of the track you'd like to run. I know it makes it tough with the camera sitting here in front of this whole shebang, but you know what? Work around it. Figure it the fuck out. Don't make me do everything for you. Grown-ups, figure it out. That's all I'll say. Let's see where we're leaded here. Where we're leaded? Where we're leadled? Where we're... We got 3 for Shattered Dreams. Holy shit, is that not after?
Shattered Dreams.
That's
Shattered Dreams.
It's pretty appropriate. You guys been reading my resume or what? We're running it. We're running that one. Boom. So now once this loads in, folks, you're going to want to go exclamation point play. Exclamation point play. Oh, look at the desert. Oh, it looks like a desert. Exclamation point play.
Anybody win anything on the lottery?
Yeah.
No $1 million winners here. That was crazy stupid.
What I won from the lottery is the ability to fight another day. No, that's the first time I ever bought lottery tickets in my life.
Yeah.
I realized you could buy them online.
Yeah.
That's dangerous AF.
That is dangerous.
And immediately it's like, oh, you buy them online. When you click it, they were like, you want to buy 4 tickets for $2 each? Boom. $8 right now. Boom. Just one click. And I was like, yep, do that. And I just hit it. And I was like, oh, I just bought 4 lottery tickets. Crazy.
It's funny, if I go in the store, I'll just buy 1. But if you're online, it's like, oh.
I've never bought them in the store.
I can buy 4 or 5.
Because those people, I've never wanted to fight. No, that's not true. That's probably not true.
You like to fight.
But I never get in the fighting spirit more nowadays than when I'm walking in there and I'm like, okay, let me buy a drink. Boom, I got to grab this. Boom. You get in line and there's like, let me get a number 34 and let me get a 25. And they stand there at the counter and scratch them off.
Really fucking annoying.
It's like, dude, I will. Hey, the working people have to get going. So go play your little scratch off game in the gutter with the rest of the scumbags. Sorry, see, I get all kind. I told you guys you're gonna have to turn me off tonight because I'm the new brother Brian of the VC, Steve. That's what everybody's saying. Everybody's saying that. Everybody's saying it. Everybody's saying it. And I'm getting pissed off about it. Oh, Mikey's the drunk. He's the drunk, Steve.
VC drunk?
I'm the VC drunk. Because I can't handle my liquor.
I ain't drunk, I'm just drinking.
Exactly.
Oh, we should do a shot.
When I get together with my friends, I know what you're thinking, but I'm not drunk. I'm just drinking. Merv says, I am the drunk.
I am the machine.
The destruction, yeah.
We in Russia, fuck that beach.
The destruction, yeah.
Here's to that beach. Here's the machine.
I am the machine.
Delicious. I am the drunk.
All right, enough fooling around. Let's get going.
Let's play, man. Let's go.
Woo, woo.
Who's ready?
Yeah, like low key. I had to go 3 days without the new Call of Duty in my life. That was fucking tough sledding.
You're gonna be behind the 8 ball now.
8 ball. What you got? Holding something? Sorry, here we go. Look at Merv making big money.
Go Merv.
Big money moves right here. Big money Merv.
Some young kids ahead of him now. Who's that? At the record?
Oh, Mr. Bizarro. Young kid. The young kid, Mr. Bizarro. All right.
He's a rocking and a rolling.
He's a rocking and a rolling. Like my plane coming.
Riding those Wonder Walls. What?
I said maybe you're gonna be the one that say, oh, look at Vance. Oh, looking good, smelling good with that t-shirt. You love to see that shit. Vance, up top pork chop. Let's go. Abacus, what's up, Abacus? Slipping in here like nobody's business.
Right through there. Look at that.
Nobody's business.
That's a big lead right there. I think there's no one's going to catch that.
Anyway, brother, here's Wonderwall. How far we? Oh, it's not far. Not far.
Not far to go. Will someone?
Oh, made the jump.
Will someone come and steal it away?
Abacussin. He's abacussin right now. He's abacussin.
He's way ahead.
Mr. B's right behind him though. Oh, off the board. Mr. B's off the board.
There's the finish. There's the finish.
Oh no!
Oh yeah!
Wow!
Record time?
Wow! Our restream bot. I don't know who that is. At 141, 228. 141.
I think we're gonna get close to that at least. That felt pretty close.
That felt fast to me.
Felt like a minute and a half ish.
I don't know if when we ran it before, if there was a wet track or something going on, Steve. I don't know if you're into F1, but that felt like a wet track situation.
Is it like a JV cheerleader wet track?
All of you on a JV cheerleader. That's another stream. Shut up, Jerry.
Who picked a 1 minute track? I wonder what the longest track is. Anybody know what the longest track is?
We've ran some that were like 340 something, which is super long. But these are long if it takes everybody fucking 4 years to finish the goddamn track.
They just got to get 10 of them in, I think, don't they? Or does everybody have to finish?
I think you have to finish or get off the track.
Here it comes.
Who is it? Who's bringing up the... I never entered this.
You didn't?
Fuck.
Start over.
Yeah, we're going to do another one. After Dig of the Week, maybe.
We got to wait for some asshole to show up.
Who's this last?
Go winner.
There we go, Abacus. Yeah.
Let's check those results. 141,
let's see the final. Let's see the finals.
141.
Oh, track record, Abacus. Woo-wee. That creatine is working fucking wonders right now, my man. Creatine for life.
Is it creatine? Is that the secret?
Yeah. Actually, I would say ripped fuel with androstenol. Because when I was doing that, I was like goddamn maniac.
Ready to fight.
Both of which are illegal now.
Oh. Okay.
Did you ever take ripped fuel?
No.
You never... Did anybody ever take ripped fuel? It's the ephedra stimulant capsules. But they sold at GNC and stuff, not like black market, not convenience store.
I would just get my White Cross at the convenience store.
No, but these were like, they're what they considered thermogenics, where they raise your metabolism.
Whatever.
And they work. No, they work.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I mixed that with androstenone, which is now it's
steroid?
Considered a steroid. So it was like strength with cardio. Like,
make you crazy?
Oh, yeah. I could like crack skulls in like a heartbeat, but also cry at long distance television commercials like this. It was AT&T, and it's like, oh, it's your mother. I hadn't talked to you in a while. But then the next moment, just be like smashing shit. Yeah. It's probably better it's illegal now. Let's get into Dig of the Week. Steve, what you got for a Dig of the Week? I ain't got nothing. Like I said, I ain't had time to get to the stores.
Right after Jim died,
Is he still dead?
He's still dead. I didn't want to go straight home, and I was in Greensboro, so I went over to McKay's because he died at about 6:15, and McKay's closed at like 8. So I went by there. It wasn't too far from the hospital, and I picked up a few things. I did a quick
Eric knows power red fuel. Yeah.
A quick little run through their vinyl just to look at things and think.
I haven't been in there.
Most of it was stupid. I did see a Monolord in there for about 17, 18
You know, it's
bucks.
funny because somebody had asked, but when I did the video when I was digging,
it was
Windhand.
Windhand.
I almost played some Windhand tonight.
It was Windhand.
But no, if you guys know the video where me and Carl go dicking.
Dickin'? Yeah. Some of us have seen that, but most haven't. You and Carl Dickin'.
But we go eating cheesesteaks at that Gassan's.
Gassan's, yeah. We saw it.
And then when I walk out in the parking lot, I was like, that's actually a record store right there, but they suck. And so we're going to go support some local homies. That's the place Steve's talking about. McKay's is the place
right next to Gassan's on Battleground.
Yeah, they suck, but you can catch them slipping.
You can catch them. I don't know. I've caught them slipping a few times.
I'll show you. Tell your story.
Sometimes I would just buy shit there because I had a huge trade credit. That's the place where I had like over 2,000 comics for sure, easily, and I would just take huge because I didn't want to just deal with trying to sell them or take them to a comic book shop, try to figure out how much they're worth. I was taking to McKay's. I get ripped off. They give me a bunch of trade credit, and then I would buy guitars and amps and vinyl with it. So
this is why you go to McKay's. For any fans of like the stoner Palm Desert scene of stuff, Yawning Man Nomadic Pursuits. This is from McKay's, an actual record store. And if you look right there, can't really see it because it won't focus. $6
okay
for this. That is the epitome of catching them slipping. This is like way more valuable than that.
Right.
So
I got 3 records because I was kind of rushed. I kept hearing the guy on the intercom saying, "We close in 15 minutes. Please take your selections to the register," or whatever. So I grabbed a few things. The first one, George Carlin's.
Oh, that's cool. I've never seen that one, actually.
Toledo Window Box.
I've never seen that around.
Some of his better Stoner Days albums.
I never see this around.
Okay.
You see tons of Carlin stuff, but I never see that one.
I had heard of this band. I wasn't familiar with them, but I did ask. Seems like everybody I know that is from this area has heard of this band, who grew up in this area, that were kind of into the college music scene. It's a band out of Raleigh called the Fabulous Knobs.
Really? I've never heard of these guys.
Yeah, they were.
What year?
I want to say 88, maybe.
So like that REM style.
Yeah.
alternative.
The DBs, kind of post DBs.
That's cool. I'd be interested in hearing that.
Another band with a female singer, kind of a thing.
I don't know these guys at all.
Oh, it actually says 1980.
Wow.
So maybe it's before that. Anyway,
maybe
the Fabulous Knobs.
Maybe it's before.
Maybe it's.
It says 1980, so it may be before 1989.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah,
I never heard these guys.
It's good. It's good. I really like it. I listened to it.
What does that say? $2.95?
Yep.
$2.95, man. That's why you check these fucking idiots, man, because they'll misprice stuff all day long.
Or they don't know what they're doing.
A lot of them, they don't know what they're doing.
The last one I got, it's an Atco Atlantic. The band's called Backstreet Crawler. You ever heard of Backstreet Crawler? You ever heard of Paul Kossoff?
Yeah.
Guitarist for Free.
Yep.
This is the band he was in, I think, after Free. It's a good band, and I really like this record. It's called The Band Plays On, Backstreet Crawler.
Hey, Ryan Kidd says Fabulous Knobs, the next big thing. Yeah.
Okay.
That's some good. Scotty said that's a good pickup.
Yeah.
Woof.
Fuck yeah.
Steve gets punk points.
I don't fuck around. I try to,
Everybody gives Steve some punk points.
This is from 1975. I think Paul Kossoff was a great guitar player and had a really legendary gold top, Gibson gold top Les Paul, that other guitarists have played as well. I don't know who they are, but this is a really good record.
That's the long and short of it.
The long and short of it.
That's the long and short of it.
Yeah. It's a good. It has a kind of a.
What year is this?
75, I think I said.
Okay. That looks cool, man.
He died shortly after that. He wasn't much longer on this planet.
I like that picture. Look at that. Look at that shit. Woo! These guys fuck. All of them fuck. Possibly each other, but still fuck. It's still fuck. That's still fuck.
You're gonna have to fuck somebody. Fuck somebody. It might be the devil. It might be the Lord, but you're gonna have to fuck somebody. What? Hello? Come back.
Screwball.
Yeah, but the song I really liked on here was really cool. Little called "It's a Long Way Down to the Top." I might have to play that for you a little later.
I like that. I'd like to check that out. That sounds like it's right up my buddy Hoyle. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, last but not least, talk about a VHS.
Ohio Cats. Check this out.
So
Shane, Fred.
When I went over to Jim's, and found this vodka and many other items, he'd like to collect a lot of little trinkets and shit. A lot of dream catchers, a lot of bears.
I got a dream catcher over my bed right now.
Cleveland Brown stuff, a Kiss ashtray.
You guys dream catcher?
But there was this VHS tape I found. So check this out. There's a kind of a party poster flyer on here. It says live music, welcome freshman party at the Robin Hood in Kent. 3 excellent bands: Pink Eye Mojo, Trip Man, Dead, Man from Glad, and there's a band Saturday, September 8th, the Rubber City Rebels, a band out of Akron, Rubber City, at the Lime Spider. So check this out.
Oh,
and
this is awesome.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I haven't.
As a tape head,
have not played it yet. In fact, what I want to do is I've got the what do you call that program that you can rip stuff with your VHS?
Easy Cap.
I got an Easy Cap at home. I think the first time I play this is going to be through my VHS so I can rip it. But this is like a kind of a home VHS of a performance at this
free pizza. Look at that. Pizza.
The Rubber City Rebels show at the Lime Spider.
That's awesome, man.
It's cool because
that's awesome.
Even cooler is on the cassette it says Trip Man Dead, Robin Hood, Kent, Ohio, Rubber City Rebels, Lime Spider. Recording by Jim.
Jim, which is our homie that's passed away that we're talking about
from the Ohio Hysterical Music Society.
Scotty knows Rubber City Rebels. Ryan Kidd knows them. He's
really?
Very cool.
Rubber City Rebels,
so great.
So there's a VHS of some of Jim's work with the Rubber City Rebels right here on this VHS.
So to re-rack, you have to re-rack, Steve.
From where?
For folks that are just joining us, we're doing this whole thing because Steve's homie Jim.
So is this a reopen?
You're at the re-rack.
To re-rack. Okay, so my friend Jim Sickler, he died this past week. He was a sound man. He ran sound for a lot of punk bands, hair metal bands, hip hop bands. Seemed to be in the right place at the right time for a lot of shit that happened in American music. But early on, in early days, he was running sound, and I guess in Ohio, and did a lot of punk bands and local bands, including Fast Chester and Last Tone Cast.
And the Dead Boys.
The Dead Boys is where he kind of took off.
Yeah.
But this tape is his sound with the Rubber City Rebels. which apparently some of our folks have heard of.
That's a dude. That's
a cool connection.
That is a dope ass VHS tape right there.
I'm afraid to play it. I don't want it to break. You know.
I would transfer it one time and then kind of
and then bring it over here and just play it till it falls apart.
That's fucking killer though. That's a killer tape.
Yeah, I found some other VHS. I don't know what's on them. Maybe some porno. I mean, think about it. It made me think.
What if it's him fucking a horse? He's fucking a horse.
Exactly. It made me think, like, when I die, I think I'm going to have a file or a note or something to go to a certain person. And it's not my wife. It's not my daughters. Maybe my son. To say, look, when I die, you need to go to X and Y and Z and do this, that, and the other. And fucking... I mean, because it's all okay. Here's the thing I haven't mentioned yet. Here's the craziest thing. Okay, so we finally get to see Jim on Sunday. Friday we couldn't see him. We go to see him on Sunday, and we go in there, right? And there's Jim laying on the bed, and he looks like he's asleep. He's just laying there with his mouth open. He's cognizant. I think, like the nurse said, he can hear. I think maybe that's just make you feel better. Yeah. He can hear you, so you're sitting there saying shit at him or whatever. But there's this guy sitting there that I hardly recognize because he's bald.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
The fucker's bald, but he's not bald like they shaved him bald. He's bald. And me and John walk in, and John has known him for decades. He's like, I never knew that he was bald. He always had hair, right? And so when we go to his place to clean out his room, I find this bag. It's like a FedEx bag or something, and in it there are like 6 wigs, 6 hair pieces, right? And I'm like, dude, this guy, his hair was not his hair the whole fucking time. It's like he never wanted anybody to know, and he did a really good job of pulling it off, between either wearing skull caps, leather skull caps, or just his pieces, but they looked real. So, by the way, it's the company, because I was looking it up. We looked it up. We're like, where the Hollywood? It's called Hollywood Lace, and they do these hair pieces, and they custom make them. And so he was getting these hair pieces sent to him from this company called Hollywood Lace, and totally legit.
That's crazy.
They do a really good job. I gotta hand it to them.
Yeah.
So we're all thinking about maybe one night, because me, Becca, and John were the ones who discovered this, Uncle Watson's widow, that we would all wear these hair pieces on stage.
All of his.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. Ryan Kidd, I have to say, I just got back from St. Louis last night, and I was in this legendary theater called the Fox Theater in St. Louis.
They're all over the country, by the way.
Yeah, but there was a side hallway. There was all these famous people that have signed all this stuff, and I was in a super big hurry to where I couldn't chill and like even take pictures much or anything. But like, there was a lot of Chuck Berry shit. Mm-hmm. There was this huge Chuck Berry mural all over this one wall. And I kept looking. I'm like carrying equipment across it. And I'm looking. I'm like, did Chuck Berry play this theater? And did he write on this wall? Because, dude. But I couldn't figure it out. Well, I didn't have time to figure it out.
The Fox theaters were all movie theaters for 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
They're all over the country, and they're beautiful. And I don't know if the one you were in was like the one in Atlanta, which is like ancient Egypt.
It would blow your mind.
They're amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was a performance hall when Chuck Berry was performing, but
I don't know.
It may have been.
I know it's been around since the 20s, but like
as a movie theater.
And I know there was there's a statue of Chuck Berry, but it was like 12 miles from where we were. And I just couldn't work it out, but I wanted to like catch an Uber over there and just like kneel down in front of it and have somebody take a fucking picture of it. Or me go sit in Chuck's lap, or I don't know, whatever. whatever's the most inappropriate thing, or maybe a picture of me going down on them. I don't know, whatever. But I couldn't do that. But you could definitely feel those vibes in the city though, because like every other like little bar was like, oh, we sell like steaks and fucking French fries and shit like that. But we also have people come in, and there's like a blues night and a jazz night, like an old rock and roll night. Like,
cool.
A lot of like older like
right.
black.
So they embrace the early stuff because that's kind of, you know, St. Louis is important for that.
Yeah, I did kind of feel that, like much more than like other cities that I'm used to. You could definitely feel that. But yeah. But I just wanted a picture with like a Chuck Berry statue or a signature or something. And man, I bet you where I was, there was a Chuck Berry signature, and I just didn't have time because I mean the schedule was nuts. I was trying. I found some nice signatures and some stuff, but like I just didn't have time. But I wanted to. Woo! And even though I went by Busch Stadium and fuck the Cardinals, I'll just say. But
John Epstein, my friend John, who's a good friend of Jim's.
That's a Jewish
He says
man.
that for sure that Lou Reed is legit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to show that. It was like signed.
The one that Scotty sent you?
Signed to Jim. Yeah.
So Scotty has this.
Scotty has this.
Scotty
Jesus
Stricknon, who's
Christ.
watching this right now. You'll never be able to see this.
No. Huh? Yeah, turn it back up. You can see it.
What?
No, just leave it that way.
What's it? Which way?
Leave it like that. Leave it like that. Right there. It says to Jim down there, and below, between the sides, it says Lou Reed.
And Scotty owns this record.
I think so.
And it says to Jim on it. And that's the Jim we're talking about.
And it says something about the Agora, which
That's
is where Jim
fucking
worked.
crazy, man.
Down here it says
That's fucking
the
crazy.
Agora. See that? That is crazy. Dude, I'm over the moon. And it's dated too, which is cool.
Man, and imagine like, I mean,
Wow.
Funerals are great and a great place to like celebrate people's da. But imagine this back and forth right now for a music guy, a guy that ran sound for shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A guy that ran sound for stuff. And we got a bunch of record idiots going back and forth to being like, hey, I got this thing. Your guy's on this thing. Oh, no way. But like, that's my funeral. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's more than a funeral right there already. Not to get all fucking corny, but that's fucking... That's more than sing Amazing Grace and let's talk about my kids. Like, this back and forth is like 100% more than that. Yeah, that's crazy. Woo! Screwball.
Well, cool, man. I'm happy that we were able to do that. Yeah, I was kind of on the fence. I was like, well, should I go do the show? And then once I realized, oh, fuck, Jim died Sunday. I got to do this fucking show.
We should, okay. Fuck. All right. Boom. I just did random track.
Are we doing Marbles again?
Yeah, we're doing Marbles again.
Okay. Oh, you picked it.
It's random track. Exclamation point, vote, and the number of the track. Frank in LA, baby. We love you, man. Thanks for jamming with us. Exclamation point, play. Boom, right now. Let's do one more and then we'll get a little you got something for Soda Speaking Chip Chat? I got a great little
I got a soda. And I think I brought a chip last week that we can do this week.
Yeah, and I'll bring up a
Are we doing play already?
Yeah. I'll bring up a great picture.
Why can't I never spell play?
I'm sure I don't know.
Big thumbs, you know what that means.
Come on, Steve. Take it easy. Take it easy. I'll give everybody a couple of moments. A couple of moments of my life. Talk about my life. Talk about my...
Who's in LA?
Oh, Frank Contreras.
What's up, Frank?
Frank's an old school record night guy.
He's been to whiskey. Oh, I was hoping we had Quiet Riot.
I got that one Quiet Riot.
But I was watching. There's a Randy Rhoads documentary
Double
on
R.
Netflix. No, it's on Prime.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit play.
And I highly recommend it. It's really good. And if you look at the early stuff, when Randy Rhoads played with Quiet Riot, that's probably the time Jim was working sound, when they were playing either at the Whiskey or the other. What's that other club that? Can't remember the name of it.
The Marcus Lounge.
No.
Jerry's.
Here we go.
Jerry's Wilson. Oh, what is this? What's happening? Look at Vance. Whoa. I don't understand what's happening.
Come on,
Steve.
Fever.
I don't understand this.
You don't need to.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I've got a good pace on him. I'm gonna hang behind him a little while before I go in for the kill.
I'm back there waiting.
I'm moving
in
for the kill.
I'm back there. Look like a snake. I'm a snake.
What's the name of this one? Express Delivery?
Express.
Uh-oh. Coming down the skin flute.
What's happening here? What is this? Like Tinker Toys.
Oh, what's that? We gotta ramp it?
I just realized.
Gotta ramp it. Ramp it up. Uh-oh.
Oh, look at that shot. Oh, overshot it.
Or did he?
He's off the board. Nate, transmitting live from Mars.
Fever's still in the game.
Whoa.
What am I doing dicking around over here? Come on.
Somebody just flew off the board.
You got it. But once you hit the ramp, you're do or die.
Oh, come on. It's me versus Nate. Come on. Let's go. Go. Transmitting live from Mars. Fantastic. Dude, if you guys are not following Transmitting Live from Mars on Twitch, go do it right now or you don't qualify for this program.
Whoever held the record on this course it's ridiculous.
Nuno Leon.
55 seconds.
That means we've never ran it before.
Yeah, I know.
That's like the global record.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
Serious. Click on the
There's
snake.
The finish.
Whoa. Finish. Boom. Wow, ran away with it.
Big time. Like Fever's in second. Damn.
Hey, if I can get a mod link, Transmitting Live from Mars Twitch channel, and drop it in the chat, please. A mod, please do that.
Look who comes in third.
Oh. 1, 2, and 3. That's a good looking podium right there.
Here comes Big Burly.
I say we don't even go up there with fucking robes on. It's just fucking swinging dick. 1, 2, 3 medals, swinging dick right there. Boom. Thank you, Scotty. Yeah. Go check out Nate's channel. And GG's for fucking winning that shit. Holy fucking ball lords. I didn't, we're gonna have to bullshit for a couple of minutes. Tell me a story.
Why is that?
I didn't change the commercials.
You don't want to run the same commercials.
Nah, I don't want to run the same commercials.
Oh.
But I can do it real quick. I'll tell you what I'll do.
I am happy to announce that Leadneck, we're finally getting back together. We got a gig next Saturday, which means I probably won't be here next Friday.
I don't like that.
Kind of fucks up my weekend when I do that.
I don't like that.
But yeah, we're getting back together. We were going to play a couple weeks ago, and guitarist's mom died. There's a lot of death lately. What's up with death? Death, be not proud.
Dude, that's in a Pork Chop song.
It's a John Knowles novel, but it was a poem.
It's a poem by
Death, be not
the
proud.
chick.
I forget who wrote the poem.
Death, be not proud.
Yeah.
God. I keep saying like Mary Curie, but it's not. That's a scientist.
Death Be Not Proud poet. Poem by John Donne.
Oh man.
Yeah, John Donne wrote it.
Death No, ODD did that. ODD had that.
Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. For those whom thou think thou dost overthrow, die not, or death, nor yet canst thou kill me from rest and sleep, but which but thy pictures be much pleasure, then from thee much more
Ryan Dunn.
flow, and sooner our best men with thee go. Rest their bones and souls' delivery. Thou art slave to fair chance, kings and desperate men.
Scotty said Ryan Dunn did that. Everybody fucking stand still. We'll be right back with a
Salsa on the cha-cha.
You don't worry about it. You don't worry about what we'll be back with.
Can I hit?
What's the beef? We got a real
Yes, I
ugly scene
have
here,
Amazon
Cole.
Prime, and I'd like my free sub, please. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. You take your Amazon Prime, you link your Twitch account, then you get one free subscription to your favorite Twitch channel, like a grown man record night. I like it at Mikey Bananas. He a funny guy, and a good looking too. Jay, not so much. Oh, I understand. How about some free soup then? Link Amazon Prime to your Twitch account and subscribe to Grown Men Record Night for free. You gain access to sub badges and exclusive chat emotes. Subject to credit approval, void where prohibited by law. See Twitch broadcaster for complete details.
What's the beef? We got a real ugly scene here, Cold Steel. Seems we got a business DOA.
There's no foot traffic. There's no traffic of any kind. Can only mean one thing. Bad advertising.
How can we stop this madness?
2 words, Harry. Cable advertising. All this business needed was a large dose of frequency and a targeted audience.
Great Scott, when will they ever learn?
As God is my witness, I won't stop until every man, woman, and child knows that cable advertising works.
Cavaliers invites all of Savannah to come in and unwind. Unwind from a day's work to some of the finest cooking on the south side of town. Unwind with buddies to good time music and drinks. Then unwind on the dance floor with your good friends. Relax and let the folks at Cavaliers entertain you. That's Cavaliers for vintage music and good times. 11508 Abercorn, across from Largo Plaza.
The Garden City Church of God would like to invite you to worship with us. We endeavor to share the gospel in such a manner as to meet the needs of the whole person and to promote the growth of a strong, healthy Christian family.
You are welcome to come as we worship God together. And remember, God loves you, and so do we.
You're rich.
Yes,
You're
a lot of
rich.
money.
Do I have long hair?
Hey, Klein.
Do I wear a dress?
Well-ish.
Hey.
Huh?
I just put that down unopened 10 seconds ago.
You stole this drink?
Stealing, not something you're supposed to do.
I would not steal.
No way.
Okay.
I wrote my name on it. Barry, written right there.
Did you actually write your name
No,
on
you
there?
didn't. No, you didn't.
You wrote your name on the Sierra Mist?
It does say Barry.
It's springtime, which means it's the right time for Maryland fried chicken. Enjoy the outdoors, and be sure you take along plenty of Maryland fried chicken. We use special spices and seasonings to serve that mouth-watering golden brown chicken everybody loves. Whether it's chicken or seafood, it's tasty, tender, and delicious. So remember, anytime's the right time for Maryland fried chicken. State Street in Waycross.
Boom! Right back, large and in charge on Grown Man Record Night. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us late into the evening, early into the morning. Ooh-wee! Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord! If you ever need a fucking show like this, it's a week like this. It's kind of gross.
You got on your pet hat? Pet milk?
I may have a pet hat on. Might went to ball cap.
Trucker cap?
Ball cap. Screw ball. You into the World Series, Steve?
Over.
Ball cap. You wear a ball cap for it?
I got many ball caps.
How many ball caps do you guys have? Wasn't there a video with Steve as the gumshoe?
No. We shot a commercial, a promo with one of our sales reps as the gum. It was Cold Steel Decker ad man. We did it in film noir style. We actually watched a few film noir.
Dude, I've been trying to look this up and I can never spell it right. What's the proper term where you shoot the light through the shades? Get the bands of light coming through the
camera verte.
Sounds like that. It's Chermashu lighting.
Okay.
Shamira
lighting?
Shamira?
That's a light. We have Shamiras.
I think it's Shamira. It's something like that.
Okay.
Where it does the panes of light going through the shades. Shamira. I think that's it. Okay. Every time I tell oh, that's what it's called, and I'll try to look it up, and I was I spell it all stupid, and they're like, oh, B&H has lots of lighting solutions for you and your. I'm like, no. Anywho, what was I?
Oh, it's time for a soda speak.
It's probably time for a soda speak.
Soda Spoof.
Just in the nick of time.
Yeah, man. So,
let's get into it, Steve.
I can't remember where I got this.
Well,
but it's really cool looking.
It's not as much about where you got it from as terms of where the actual soda's from, and do they have
the soda's
a
from
number?
the Dominican Republic.
I want to call them right now.
It's called Refresco's Country Club Merengue Soda. You ever had a merengue soda before?
What's that mean?
I don't know.
What if we called him before we even tried it?
From what I've been able to discern, Dominican soda, refreshing beverage from the Dominican Republic, ideal for summer barbecues, birthdays, parties, kids, etc. The flavor: merengue soda has a subtle fruity flavor and a minimal fizz. It is the Dominican national soda.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Try Country Club soda and experience the joy of being in the Dominican Republic.
Baseball.
Without the crotch rash.
Well, no, Dominicans like baseball.
Imported from the Dominican Republic.
Baseball.
Refreshing, thirst-quenching soda. So we're gonna.
You ever seen a baseball man, Steve?
I thought merengue was maybe some kind of a fruit or something, but maybe not.
Baseball men look like that, sort of.
Yeah.
You ever seen them? They say, "Is that hot?" And then they throw the baseball, and the man goes, and then the ball goes the ball will go all over the place. You don't know where the ball's going.
Tell me what you think.
It goes all over the place.
I have a thought.
Bubble gum.
You said that before you tasted. It's bubble gum.
God damn it! I'm a smart motherfucker. Because it's guarana.
Is it guarana?
It's gotta be.
Or it's like.
It's gotta be.
It's like juicy fruit. It's like juicy fruit gum.
No, it's like plain bubble gum.
To me, it tastes like juicy fruit. Because it does have a fruity flavor, but.
Well, there is a fruity thing, but it's got to be guarana, right?
No,
because guarana is that bubblegum flavor.
Well,
I put my readers on. to make sure about it.
It just says artificial merengue flavor.
I've learned that in South America, especially, when things are sweetened in South America, they love to do it with guarana, which was kind of a novelty thing for us here.
But it doesn't. That doesn't have guarana. Merengue flavor.
I wonder what that really means, because anything else we've ever done, we've had a straight up guarana soda with nothing else, and it tastes like bubble yum, like plain pink bubble yum. But we'll check it out. Books, check them out.
It said. Someone says it tasted like a liquid Dum Dum lollipop. I could buy that.
Need thicker readers? No.
Like Dum Dum, Dum Dums.
I know
those
Dum
little
Dums.
tiny.
The worst candy you can get,
No.
except for chocolate. Chocolate ones are fucking dope, but the rest of them are fucking merengue. It's got to be. I'm telling you. Is there a number? Is there a 1-800 number? I'll make it easy. I'll call and ask him. Can you make your text any smaller? Where's the number?
No number.
Got to be a number. I want to call him. I want to ask him about it, Steve. Somebody find their number. Refresco's Country Club and drop it in the chat, and I'll give him a call and ask him what's up with the guarana. You guys fucking around or nah?
So merengue is a dance, actually, like a salsa kind of a thing.
Also, delicious. I've eaten almost nothing today. I went from eating like fucking crazy ass barbecue to like eating nothing. I ate a bag of pork rinds for my lunch today.
Yeah.
Yo, low key, I went because I just had pork rinds, and I was like, I don't want to leave the station. I just don't want to leave today. I went and got those little tender bite beef jerky things in the machine.
Yeah.
You've seen them?
Yeah.
You probably love to look at them, but you never bought them. Yeah, they're like $2.25, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get some of those and a Top Mountain Dew. I got a bag of pork rinds. Boom, lunch is over. There's like 4 of those things in there, and they're like $2.25. They're like this big. They're a little more tender than normal beef jerky, but it's like little beef jerky nuggets.
Yeah.
There's 4 or 5 of those in there for like $2.25.
In a bag? Per bag? Holy fuck.
So pissed. So pissed.
Good lord.
But it's cool because I was still full from the barbecue. I mean, really, yeah, sort of. But I was still pissed.
I bet. It's good soda. Very sweet.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
That'd be good with ice cream. I can make a float with that.
Oh, now we're talking. I want to call him up and I want to ask him.
Float that.
I want to ask him some questions. Yeah, did you ever bring the
voodoo?
The voodoo?
We did voodoo.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay.
We decided it was what candy was it?
Not candy corn.
No.
That was last year.
I think we did the voodoo.
I think you're mistaken.
I recall doing it.
Because I saw it and I was like, I should grab that. I'm like, I think Steve has this, or we've done it.
We did it.
We literally never remember this part of the show.
You guys remember better than we do.
The sodas and the chips, we never remember this. This is why we have...
I have to go back and see what the digs were, because I have like extra digs. I'm like, well, what did I show? And
oh, dude, this Credence fucking best of. And you're like, oh yeah, last week you did that same record. Yeah, I've totally done that.
Yeah. So I won't say this
Wizard
part
of Video Games drank it on Halloween. Props to Sweet Tea, 100%. Goddamn.
So what was the flavor of voodoo? What did we decide?
No, Wizard drank it.
I know, but I think we did too. But
did we drink it?
It was. I wish somebody would do a Zots.
Here we go. Give me a phone, Steve.
Somebody should do a Zots soda.
Where we're going?
1-888 260
1 I hit 4. 1-888
260 3776.
Boom.
Hola. Willkommen. Anything?
Thank you for calling the Consumer Information Center. Your call may be recorded for quality control,
Just Pueblo,
training,
Colorado.
and other business purposes.
Hey, 109.
If you do not consent to such recording, you may disconnect your call at any
You
time.
record us, we record you.
Calling about a
You sound
Walmart
hot.
beverage,
What's your
please
Instagram?
press 1. For all other calls, please press 2. And thank you for calling the Consumer Information Center.
Is that a generic? Like for the whole world?
For assurance purposes, this call may be monitored or recorded. Please stay on the line. Good morning, Consumer Affairs. My name is Donna speaking. How may I help you?
Yes, ma'am. We're this is Mikey Benaz from the Groman Record Night program. We're recently reviewing a soda called Refresco's Country Club Merengue soda, and we were wondering if this soda has guarana in it, because it's got this bubblegum flavor. We review sodas for a living, and it's got this very distinctive bubblegum flavor, which we kind of draw to the guarana flavor. And we were wondering, it doesn't say it on the bottle, but we're wondering if this has guarana in it.
Okay, I can take a message and have someone give you a call back when the office opens.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
All right, thank you. And may I have your name, please?
Mikey Bananas.
K-E-Y or
Yeah, M-I-K-E-Y. Bananas,
Banana?
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
B-A-N-A...
N-A-S.
N-A-N-A-L?
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. And Mikey, your phone number is at 336-392-4392?
Yep.
Correct.
Do you have a block on your line?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you're calling in reference to what drink?
The Refresco's Country Club Merengue soda.
Merengue.
Which we love, 100%.
Can you say that again? Refresco?
Refresco Country Club?
Country Club.
Merengue.
Merengue. M-E-R-E-N-G-U-E.
And it's Refresco Country Club Merengue. And
Yep.
you're wanting to know if what is in it?
Guarana. Because it has a very distinctive bubblegum flavor to us.
Spell that word for me?
G-U-A-R-A.
I'm sorry. You sounded far off.
G-U-A-R-A-N-A. Guarana.
That's you. P is in George, U-A-R-A-N-A, and you need to know if this is in it.
Yeah. I liked it. I dipped my ice cream in it. I think it'd be really good.
Oh, it's a good float. It's a good float drink for 100%.
All right. I will relay that message for the office and have them return your call. Is there anything else they can assist you with at this time?
I just need you to have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to be honest with you.
You as well. Thank you.
Yeah. Woo! On band record night. Yeah, go watch somebody else on YouTube. Go watch somebody else on YouTube. Go watch somebody else. Who does this?
I'm sorry. Should we do a chip chat?
It's okay. Let's do a chip chat.
Potato chips, how my mouth does it. Potato chips, how my mouth does it.
Excesso calorious. Excesso. There's a lot of stuff on the chip, is what you're saying. Over thick. Papas. Look at that. Es delicioso. Ah! Sting City. All right, what do we got for Chip Chat, Steve? You brought these over last week, right?
Well, I brought 2 chips over last week. We did the Lay's sweet corn.
Oh wait, let me do this first.
Okay, yeah.
I just realized. Take it easy. So I was on the on that trip this week, right?
So you were. Tell us about that.
Well,
meet any interesting people?
Well, I was on this trip, right? And last day of the trip, somebody starts talking about, oh man, my big crux is French fries. And somebody, our homie that we hang out with, she was like, oh man, it's like, what really messes me up is potato chips. Like I just open a bag of potato chips and I just go nuts. And so I'm just being quiet. If you can believe it. A lot of you guys can't believe that. I'm just being quiet.
Soaking it all in.
But the whole table is literally talking about potato chips. And it's at a certain point.
You're boiling over.
I just can't fucking stand it. And I'm like, because a couple of them knew Steve. And I was like, Steve and I have reviewed over 800 bags of potato chips in the last 10 years. And the table,
not potato chip, but chips.
But chips. And the table's like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, like, so if you need to know something about chips, like, look, I mean, we're no Svengoolies over here, but we know what the fuck's going on. And so people start asking, what's your favorite potato chip? Da 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 da. And it's like, well, I mean, there's a lot of favorites over the years, but like, man, in the last couple of years, I'll tell you who's been knocking it out of the fucking park is Wrap Snacks. They've been our chip of the year, and right now,
we talk them up.
Right now, they're kind of my leader for chip of the year this year.
Really?
I mean, kind of just throwing it out there. That's twice in like a couple of 3 years. They've got more shit on their chips than anybody else in the game. And I kind of just hyped it up and just kind of went off on a fucking thing. And so we go to the airport. We're getting ready to roll back into our hometown here. And I'm with 2 chicks, and they're like, hey, can you watch our bags? We're going to walk around and shop and like look in the airport and da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, I'm chilling. So I'm sitting there. Actually, I'm talking to Boss Man on the phone. Talking to Boss Man on the phone.
Hey.
Looking on my fucking phone and da-da-da. 2 chicks come back. One of them, who I just met. Very nice young lady. And she was like, hey, look what I got. And I was like, would you mind if I don't mean to be creepy or nothing, but I was like, can I take a picture of you? Because that's not creepy. And she was like, yeah. And she's super all about it. Look what she got.
The Migos.
I brought another.
Did you mention the Migos to her that the guy died?
No.
Okay.
I mean, she knows that, but like, I brought another homie in on the Wrap Snacks train. I blurred out the background, but this is a St. Louis airport right here behind us.
That's cool.
Brought her into the Wrap Snacks game. Nobody knew anything about the Wrap Snacks. So what's Wrap Snacks? Like RAP? And I'm like, yeah, like. They're all these like rappers who a lot of you guys probably wouldn't know.
They don't frequent those convenience stores.
Migos, which this is the Migos chip here. You would know those guys because Takeoff just died recently, tragically, last couple of weeks. There's like a Little Boozy chip, but it's like a lot of people don't know Little Boozy. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I turned her on to this, and right after I talked about this, we went to the airport, and she went and looked, and they actually had them in the fucking airport. And so I was like, I don't want to be this guy, but I've got to take your fucking picture right now. Anyway, let's move on to a little chip chat action. Okay. Steve, what'd you bring up?
Well, I don't think we've tried this brand before. Elmer's. Elmer's?
I don't think I've ever seen Elmer's.
It says
before.
Elmer's New Orleans.
Why is there no music?
Chiwis.
There's no music. I'm getting pissed off.
Yeah, who needs it? You know what you know about Chiwi?
Chiwi?
So it's like a Cheeto, but it has different flavor. This is a green onion cheese curl.
Whoa.
Chiwi.
Chiwi.
It says the big cheese of New Orleans since 1946.
Wow.
We'll show a close up of that because I got a small bag. Sorry.
That's okay.
My sack is not big.
Why is there no music playing?
I don't know. Who cares?
I do. I'm getting pissed off.
I don't care. Chiwi. Elmer's Chiwi. Green onion cheese curls.
Nolan.
So I'm curious because usually
well, what's
cheese
their
curls or cheese curls, but
what's their little guy?
I want to.
Aha!
There we go.
Aha! Little Ratman down there.
Even got the little fleur de lis made in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Does the little Ratman have a name?
Probably.
Can you call the number and ask him?
There's a number.
I need you to ask him what the little Ratman's name is.
Okay, 504. Oh.
Why is this not coming?
Oh, no.
Are you making mistakes?
No. Let's see here.
See you, Nate. Oh, the Hydra. Oh, yeah, doing the Hydra tomorrow. Man, I threw together some fucking shit last minute. It's going to be good, though.
How do you turn the speaker on?
Where's the speaker? What are you asking him?
Thank you for calling Elmer's Fine Foods. I'm sorry we can't take your call now, but we will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hello, Elmer. This is Steve Fever from the Grown Man Record Night program, and we review potato chips and soda. We've reviewed over 800 bags of chips over the past 8 years, and we are now looking at the
10 years.
Elmer's Chiwi green onion cheese curls. But before we actually get into the chip, we're really curious if the rat character has a name. If you could let us know, you could give us a call with that. I think you probably have the number there on your system. We'd appreciate knowing what the name of this rat is, and we really hope we're going to like this chip. And thank you for being the top cheese there in New Orleans since 1946. We appreciate that.
I don't like that. Do it again.
I don't like that.
Does it say top cheese on the thing? Okay.
Oh, he's a little stale. These might be a little stale.
Ricky the Rat.
These might be a little stale. What's the date on them?
97.
It says 10/13/22. They shouldn't be stale. 10/13.
It's a green onion cheese curl.
Yeah.
I think it's lesser on the cheese. Let's get serious for a second. Stop fucking around. You can tell. I would call this more of a blonde cheese curl. Is that appropriate? More of a blonde cheese curl.
That's cheesy.
But it's not super, like, stain your fingers.
Well, that's why they lead with green onion.
Yeah.
So I'll buy that, but the actual curl itself doesn't hold up to a month past the date, which is unfortunate because I've had chips that are way past the date that hold up.
I don't think they're very cheesy.
I think they're cheesy enough.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're bad, but compared to a Cheeto, which is what everybody's going to compare it to.
Well,
it stains the fuck out of your fingers.
But that's cheese off the top.
Yeah.
This is green onion cheese curl.
I love the fact that it's got a little different take on that, actually. Much in the way that, like, man, one that really stands out in my mind all the time, actually, is the Harris Teeter cheese puffs, the puffs. There's like a jalapeno, no, honey. It was a honey thing. Remember those? It was a store brand Harris Teeter thing. It was like honey, honey jalapeno or something. Had nothing to do with cheese, but puffs, like on the, you know, the long dong puffs that I was getting for a while. But I love kind of the redirection, a familiar consistency of the Cheeto.
They look like dirty Cheetos.
I love that they're not like, because that's a good lesson. Don't, as a smaller company, don't try to over perfect a Cheeto, because you're not going to win that battle ever. Like a Dorito, don't try to out Dorito a Dorito. You have to do something different. And I think what they're doing is something different.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I like it.
I do like it. Maybe the rat's name is Booker T if it's a green onion.
Ah.
Ah. Aha.
Ah.
But that's good. Also, I love green onion as a flavor.
Yeah.
Is that what other people call it, a scallion?
Mm-hmm.
Green onion and scallion is the same thing.
Yeah.
Narrow bag? Yeah, it's not made for fat wrists.
You got to pour it out.
P-O-O-R.
After a few handfuls, you get used to the staleness.
Much like fucking your Scoutmaster.
What?
All right, I appreciate you guys hanging out for this long, but we're not done yet. What are you going to leave off with, Steve? What are you leading off with? We're going back over to Twitch. You had some stuff you wanted to play.
Did I?
Get some DOT dubs. DOT dubs.
I play some Paul Kossoff.
Is that from the No, I'm thinking of Paul Kantner. Who are you talking about?
Paul Kossoff. I'm free.
That sounds like a Rusky. All right, thank you guys for hanging out with us. We love the shit hell piss out of you. Be looking for me tomorrow night over on Mr. Bizarro's stream for doing a little Hydra sessions. Got a little set planned, but there's a possibility I might do a little stream previous to that, playing a little Call of Duty, listening to the digital library, leading up to Hydra. We'll see how I feel after this stream tonight. It's a It's a dynamic situation. What can I tell you, folks? It's a dynamic world we're living in. Jesus fucking Christ.
Dynamic.
It's dynamic. Dynamic. We'll be right back here on your mom's favorite channel. We're your favorite VC's channel. Favorite VC channel. And also fuck those guys.